Good was good was good. It's your man 100 grand Ross with the rock never stops. The Detroit Pistons continue to flash potential. They continue to leave fans just tantalized, salivating, chomping at the bit, saying if they could only put it together, damn, they would be so good. Oh man, I gotta dive into that in this video. Um, Once again, I'm going to choose the silver lining. I'm going to choose peace. I'm going to choose to celebrate. I'm going to choose my joy because there's plenty to pick at. There's plenty of the stuff that I've been talking about. Discipline. Yo, what's good, Applejack in the chat? It's good to see you, man. It's it is an opportunity for us to enjoy, to truly enjoy just what the potential championship Detroit Pistons look like in their early goings, when it was rough, when it was hard to see through the fray, when the clouds ever so often would lift and the sunshine would beam through. That's what we're going to talk about today. The sunshine beamed through. Cade Cunningham finally brought it, looked like Cade Cunningham. Jalen Duren slowly starting to figure it out. Asar Thompson had his moments early in the game. Tobias Harris has the game that we always know he has, right? Every 3 to 4 games, he has that game that goes like, yeah, that's our guy. That's our vet. That's our vet. But I'm gonna dive into that in this video. But before I do, if you can, smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. It's a little thing for you, but it's a big thing for the channel. So hitting the like button is the way that you help out with the algorithm. And it definitely encourages me because I love seeing y'all in the chat. I love interacting with y'all. I love talking our Detroit Pistons shit. And every once in a while, I'll sprinkle in some other teams. But let's just say this. Let's just say this. Let me get down to it. When Cade is Cade, we're in just about every game. We don't get blown out against the Cavs if Cade was Cade against the Cavs. Yeah, Avery Whiteside was good in the chat. Paulo, don't mess with Unc. Don't mess with Unc. Yeah. Tobias Harris, he wasn't having. He put that belt to ass. He was like, nah, boy, you ain't gonna come out here and try to act like you big. You ain't big, youngster. What, you 22? He's like, I got kids your age. You know what I mean? I mean, it's probably close. He probably got a solid teenager at least. I'm just saying. Tobias Harris stepped up. He knocked down shots. He got to his spots. Um, he was just really effective for us. He was really effective for us. But I want to start at the top. I want to start at the top, and that's with Cade Cunningham. All this begins and ends with Cade Cunningham. If he is who we believe him to be, who we've seen him to be, All NBA, MVP caliber talent. I want to say talent, talent, talent. Because there's a difference between a talent and the superstars that are just validated. Donovan Mitchell, validated. Luka Doncic, validated. LeBron James, Stephen Curry, validated, validated, validated. Victor Wembanyama, man, he's getting that validation stamp, bro. He's getting that stamp. Guys like Zion, though. Ja Morant. Still leaving some to be desired. Consistency, reliability. These are things that kind of set people apart. But a lot of times it's just about maturity and age. It's about maturity and age. And they're still maturing. Cade Cunningham, it's funny. It's funny to watch him play alongside or against, but alongside Paolo Banchero, because both of them are like twins. They like cousins at least. You know, like Vince and Tracy. I bet they got a connection somewhere. They go back long enough. Somebody's mama's auntie, best friend, twice removed, cousin. You know, my great grandmama's sister was your great grandmama, and she had. I bet they related because they game style, their demeanor, their mannerisms. Uh, their skill sets, their physicality, how they lead, how they struggle to lead. It's just so eerily similar outside of the 2 or 3 inches that separates them and maybe, 20 pounds. But both of them, both of them got game. Both of them can hoop. Both of them make the game so damn hard. They make it so hard. Man, when you look at the great ones, man, they just execute. They're so, and I use this term all the time when I talk about Cade's next level. He's got to become surgical. He's got to become surgical. He's got to get to that point where everyone knows what he's going to do and they can't stop it. That's the superstar. Donovan Mitchell, you know he's going to split the double team. Either pushing it through or do that little hop and brings the ball over the top and then curls it and goes right up with the floater, or a lay-in, push shot. He's going to get to that move no matter what. He's going to get to his little crossover. He's going to get to his step back or pull back, snatch back, right? Like he's got a bag, but it's like 5 set moves. And he's just setting it up all the time. He's just setting it up. And then just when you think you got the move down, he's got a counter for those moves. If you ever listen to Tracy McGrady, one of the dopest lines I remember I was following him when he went from Toronto to the Atlanta Magic. And I was like, man, this dude's gonna blow up. Because I was reading in Slam magazine. He was working with his head coach, Johnny Davis, at the time, and he was saying all he did was work on all summer having a go-to move and then a counter move for the go-to move and then a counter for the counter move, right? And he would just go through just like the move and then the counter and then the counter to that and then the move and then the counter and the counter to that. He just drilled it over and over. Next thing you know, he's leading the NBA in scoring the following season for the Atlanta Magic. I remember I was at a Golden State Warriors game versus I think it was the Atlanta Hawks at the time. Or was it Brooklyn? It might have been Brooklyn. It was either the Hawks or Brooklyn. And back when the Warriors were still in Oakland, back when they were really the Warriors, you know what I mean? And Joe Johnson, I'm getting there early and I'm just watching Joe Johnson work. The same move over and over. Precision, like getting up a sweat, doing the same move as if it's game time, as if it's the fourth quarter. All energy, just boom, boom, shot off the glass. Boom, boom, shot off the glass. Get the ball back. Boom, boom, shot off the, just over and over, drilled it. What happened in the game? He gets to that spot. Boom, boom, shot off the glass. That's what you're supposed to do when you have a bag. You're not supposed to go deep into the bag every single time you got the ball. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to refine the bag so much that you know your number one move in the bag. I remember there was a move, one of my favorite moves, because I was quick and I got long arms and I got long legs, so I got a stride, right? And when I would play ones, we used to do ones in college where you only get 2 dribbles. Sometimes, if you really want to challenge ourselves, we'd only do one dribble. So you had to execute because in college hoops, and pretty much in any hoop outside of like high school at the most, right? You only get 1 to 2 dribbles. Anything more than that, you're probably going to get ripped. You're probably going to get collapsed on. It's going to be a turnover. It's going to look ugly, or you're going to throw your team out of their offensive flow. Coaches hate that shit. And so they end up benching you, subbing you out, and be like, man, what are you doing, man? You're doing too much. Just either get to your move or swing the ball. So you really only get 1 to 2 moves. So we would do ones with only 1 dribble sometimes. But I remember I would do the same move. Get the ball at the top. If I needed a score, because sometimes I'd play one-on-one with people who wanted to play me. I'd be like, bet, play to 1 point. Play to 1 point. Most people want to play to 9, 10, 15, 21. Play to 1 point. Let's put it all on the line right now. You ready? You ready. Let's go. 1 point. And I do the same move. Get the ball. give him a little pump, give him a little jab, get him up on me. Quick first step with the right, boom. And as soon as I hit that right, I spin back to my left. Long stride, get low, low center of gravity, come around. 1, 2, full extension, left-handed lay off the glass on the left side of the rim so they can't block it. Every single time. That move I worked on to so much perfection. I would trust it against anybody. I don't care if Ron Artest was out there. If I had to get a bucket, that would be my move against Ron Artest. I'm either scoring or I'm getting fouled. I'm going to the free throw line. One of the two. It didn't matter. Jalen Suggs, whoever the best perimeter defender, Dyson Daniels, I don't care. I don't care who it was. That move worked for me every single time. It didn't matter. Cade Cunningham, too often, it is a random move every single time. Yes, he got it going in the fourth quarter, and he put the game out of reach. It was beautiful to watch. I was sitting there watching. I was like, ooh, Cade is back. This is the Cade we know. Making play after play after play. That's the Cade I know. But the first few quarters, it was the Cade we've been seeing. Where was he at in the first quarter? Thank God for Asar, and I'm going to get to him. And then he's doing random moves. And I keep saying the reason why you want to have set moves is because the referees also know how to call the fouls on those moves. The reason why SGA is so efficient is that the referees know exactly what they're looking for. When he drives left and gives you the shoulder bump, the referees are looking for the grab with the defender's off arm. I'm going to get to Ron Holland about the grabs. Or they're looking for the contest, the hit on the elbow when he goes up. The same stuff. They know what to look for. In fact, bet this is what some stars do. This is what some stars. It's kind of cold. They'll have a dope move, right? They know they got a move that they're gonna do against this defender, and they'll go to the refs before the game even starts. They'll be like, "Hey, man, shoot around, man. Last time I was out here, man, they was hacking me on this move. It was hitting me here. It was grabbing me here each time. Watch. As soon as I'm out there, they gonna do it. I'm telling you, watch." So they put it in the head of the referee. Sometimes they already know, but they remind them. And then what do? They go right to the move. Right? It's methodical. Cade Cunningham, he had a great game. 30 points, 10 assists. I think you had 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Hell of a stat line. If I was doing NBA fantasy teams, man, he'd probably be one of the best fantasy players out there, aside from Victor freaking Wembanyama. But there's levels to this. And if the Pistons are going to take that next level, Cade, you got to get more surgical. You've got to get more surgical. But great game, all in all. 0 turnovers. Yo, I should have started off with that. That's where I should have started for Cade Cunningham. That is the real applause. Cade Cunningham, 0 turnovers. 0. 0. 0. I was wondering why our offense looked smooth throughout the game. I was like, man, like we may not be making all our shots, but we're getting good looks. There's a certain flow. What is this? Who knows? Oh, snap. Cade ain't turning the rock over. He ain't turning the rock over, which is pretty impressive when you got Jalen Suggs, Anthony Black on you. But you know what? It's beautiful to see year 5, Cade Cunningham can have 0 turnover games and 10 assists, along with 30 points. It's beautiful. Now, we're still working on being locked in, but that's kind of a full team thing. And I'm going to get to that on the back end of this video. But let me get on to the next player, Asar Thompson. Asar Thompson. Look, I've been telling y'all, these are the types of games, these are the type of stat lines that we can expect. Flashes of, damn, that dude looks good. And then by the end of the game, you go, damn, look at those stats. Asar Thompson ended up with 11 rebounds, 12 points, 6 assists, 1 steal, and a block. That's a great stat line for Asar Thompson. But what I really want to point out is that Asar Thompson in that first quarter pretty much kind of carried us. He was making play after play after play after play. His aggressiveness getting downhill to the rim was a thing of beauty. That little couple of jumpers on that left short wing going at Franz Wagner, I was like, oh, okay. Like he's figuring it out. The past few games, Asar Thompson's attacks to the rim have looked real smooth, have looked real smooth. And even when he's missing, the thing is, what he's doing is what we expect from all stars, high level scorers. That even when they're missing, they're creating offense. They're generating offense just by being aggressive offensively. And the Pistons need it desperately. They need it desperately because they got to have somebody who's drawing the focus of the defense outside of Cade Cunningham. A mega hustler. You said, Rock, is it just me or was KCP a better fit for the Magic than Bane? I'm gonna do a separate video on the Orlando Magic. I think Jamal Mosley is in trouble. He's definitely on the hot seat. This team has to get off to a good start. It has to have a good season. They went all in with Desmond Bain. They paid Jalen Suggs. They got Anthony Black. They have a roster. They have talent. They have size. They have a superstar level talent, multiple all stars, one of the best shooters in the game. Jamal Mosley has to put together a better offense. He has to. There's no more excuses at this point. Now, like I said, I'm gonna do a separate video on that. I think he needs to start Anthony Black. He needs to get the ball out of Paolo and Franz's hands. Like if they get a rebound and advance it, that's fine. But in the half court offense, it should be Anthony Black running the show. Jalen Suggs needs to come off the bench as a six man alongside Tyus Jones, and then those two are the the backcourt coming off the bench. But for now, get the ball out of Paolo and Franz's hands because Paolo still is not. He's not locked in. He's just really young. He's kind of like Cade. He's just a younger Cade where he can do a little bit of everything. So he's always doing a little bit of everything, and nobody knows quite what they're going to get from him when they're going to get it. And so they don't know how to play around him. And so everyone's just sitting around watching him. Like, oh, he's about to go get a bucket. There he goes. He got a bucket. Or he's at the free throw line. Man, he looks great. And the rest of the team is stagnant, just sitting around. I watched him drive to the basket. Duncan Robinson was sucked in. Desmond Bain was wide open in the corner. As a leader, you got to know, I got to get this guy going. If I can create open looks for him, it's going to bode well for us down the stretch of this game. I need him having a big game, right? How do I get other guys involved? How do I make sure that guys are playing well alongside of me? But a lot of it is still Jamal Mosley. But like I said, I'm gonna do a video about that later. I got 11 people in the chat. Yo, smash the like button for me, y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's a little thing for you, but it's a big thing for me and the channel. So help a brother out. I really appreciate all the love and support. Y'all are really dope. I'll try to get to as much of your chat, comments, and questions as we go along. But let me get back to Asar Thompson. I thought he had a great game. He's starting to, along with some of these Pistons, outside of Ron Holland, he's starting to recognize you don't always have to make the big play on defense. You can just move your feet, bro, and stay in position. If you make guys hit hard shots, tough shots, that's still great defense, bro. If you stayed in front of them, your hands are up, you're moving your feet, right? Great contest. He happens to make it. All right. Pat him on the butt. Good job. You're going to have to see me all night. Because when you're not always doing too much to try to make the big play, when you're grabbing, when you're holding, when you're reaching, when you're swiping, and you're picking up those little fouls that really muck up the game, puts us in the penalty, the bonus. They're getting to the free throw line more, right? It makes our defense less and less efficient and effective, gets you in foul trouble, right? When you're doing those things, it sets us back. Today we had our real rotation. The real rotation was supposed to be, I mean, until Ivy gets back, Duncan Robinson's in that starting five. And we got Karis LeVert, Ron Holland, and Isaiah Stewart off the bench, and then maybe Javante Green, who played great for us. Once again, shout out to Javante Green. That's all we really want to go, is about 9 deep. We don't want to have to tap on Dennis Jenkins' shoulder. If we're tapping on Dennis Jenkins and Chaz Zanier's shoulders, something's going wrong for us. Either there's injuries, or guys ain't hooping, or are in foul trouble. I want to move on to Duren. Jalen Duren, maybe, just maybe, he's starting to figure out how to impose his will on the game. He's starting to recognize that he has the ability to be a force in these games. Shout out to him in the second half when Isaiah Stewart fouls out. Duren doesn't pick up any more fouls. He may have had one, but I want to say he picked up his third foul in the third quarter. He was available for us. He was impactful for us. He was a force on the interior. And he's starting to become more and more aggressive attacking his mismatches. Jalen Duren got up. Let me see how many shots. He only shot 9 shots. I've said from the beginning, I want to see Jalen Duren in double-digit shot attempts every game. I want to see double-digit rebounding, double-digit shot attempts. Because if he has double-digit shot attempts, his free throw shooting is going to be all the way up. He shot 11 of 12, 91.7%. We got a center, y'all, who can shoot 11 of 12 from the free throw line. He gets to the free throw line 12 times, and he knocks down 11. Do you know how rare that is? That's some Hakeem Olajuwon stuff. That's that rare air. Mostly, you have most centers who get to the free throw line a lot shoot a low percentage. They don't have the touch. Those centers who have more touch rarely get to the free throw line. We have one that has both. When Jalen Duren is aggressive, attacking the rim, attacking his man, attacking the closeouts, attacking his mismatches, posting up and asking for the ball, taking his time, using his footwork. And he's extremely agile for his size. Like, it's weird. He's like a weird combination where he's like heavy footed, but has really good agility and balance and touch around the rim. It's a rare combination. I keep trying to figure out a person to like compare him to. I think the closest that I've come was like Chris Webber. It's like Chris Webber, where he has the handle, he also has the mass, and he's got the touch. Right? He's almost feathery with it, but he has the explosiveness. He has the power to power through you and then knock down the free throws. Right? And don't let him start facing up and knocking down that little 16 to 18 footer with regularity. Oh my goodness. In fact, if you got 6 free throws in the first quarter, I want to see a jumper, bro. I'm ready to see it. Put that thing one time for the one time. Yak 'em. I want to see it. But shout out to Duren this game. I think I want to say end of the game with 21 points, 3 fouls. It's really good. 5 turnovers. That was a bit rough. But it offsets because Cade only had 0 turnovers. And Tobias Harris had, uncannily 3 turnovers. But I'm going to get to him in a moment. Say Jalen Duren has the ability to be a force. And I couldn't help but think towards the end of the game, like, damn, Cade, Asar, and Duren could be a big 3. And when Ivy gets back, It could be a big four. And when I say a big four, I mean four all-star level talents all playing together. I'm talking Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. That's what I'm talking. That rare, like, dang, you got how many dudes? The Shea Gilgeous Alexander, J Dub, Chet Holmgren. Like, y'all got how many all-stars on this team? In their prime, young, athletic, running up and down. That's the potential this team has. That's why I stay on their ass, bro. That's why I stay on them. Because I can't say, y'all too damn talented. You're too damn talented to be out there beating yourself. Because if you're not beating yourself, you have a chance to beat anybody. Anybody. You have a chance to beat anybody if you're not beating yourselves. And that really is what separates them from the rest. Stop beating yourself. Keep it simple. Make the easy play. Speaking of easy play, I would really love, man, I wish JB Bickerstaff, look, I'm gonna make 2 points. One, assistant coach Sidney Lowe, shout out to you. Interview right at the end of the half, says to the interviewer, you know, our offense got going because the ball had energy, it was moving around, it was flying around the court, and it made the Magic chase us, right? He was affirming this was their scheme and they were executing it. Dope. Love it. It's exactly the scheme that you're supposed to have against a great defense, a really good defense. The next part, when she asked, how about the defense? He said, well, we wasn't out there fouling. We wasn't out there fouling them. We were playing great defense without fouling. And when you're playing great defense without fouling, that means you're moving your feet. Now, I do have to say, and this is when I need to get to Ron Holland. Ron Holland, oh my God. I know you're young. It feels like it's still your rookie year, bro. It feels like it's still your rookie year. You played 23 minutes, 22:58, and you only had 2 rebounds, one of which you took from Tobias Harris, which was a no-no. You don't take rebounds from a big man veteran. That's when they're going to have a coach talk to you and be like, man, you better talk to him. Because you got to understand, Tobias Harris, those rebounds mean something. That's how he continues to get signed and re-signed. That's how he feeds his family, right? Rebounding, not just the shot making, but the rebounding, doing the little things. That's his sell, right? I do all these things for you. Young man, use your energy and get your own rebound. If I got hands on it, get off it. But it is what it is. He only had 2 rebounds in 23 minutes. What it spoke to is what something I'm consistently seeing out of Ron Holland is that on defense, when the ball is moving around, when plays are taking place, he's stuck. His feet are stuck to the floor and he's watching. Shots are going up, no box out. He doesn't put a body on anybody. The ball's moving around, he's watching, and then he's behind the play mentally. I need him to get more locked in. And I think it's going to happen over time. I think throughout the season, he's going to figure it out. He's going to start seeing the plays. Shot goes up. Who's the guy in my area? Box out, get the rebound, get it up the court. Because once he starts rebounding the ball, it's going to bleed into the rest of his game. Asar Thompson in this game had 11 rebounds. That put him in position to be able to advance the ball, make the plays, right? Ron Holland has to have a similar mindset. And it's funny because at the end of the last video, I said, they need to have like, instead of a belt for the whole dog pound thing, they need to have a different award between Ron Holland and Asar Thompson for double-digit rebounds. They play almost the same amount of minutes, right? Let me see. Asar Thompson in this game played less than 30 minutes, 29 minutes, had 11 rebounds. First one of double-digit rebounds gets the award, right? They should have that. Cade Cunningham also said if he has two or less turnovers, he should get an award. You got to start rewarding the behavior you want to see. It's not just about scoring. It's not just about even just winning the game. There are things that you're competing for even within the competition, right? Wins and losses are a byproduct of what you're already doing every single day. You can't always control that outcome. You can control your focus and your effort. It would be great to see those two areas become some of the more focused on areas from these assistant coaches and from the team itself. Cade, turnovers down. Whenever you do, we're shouting you out. And I believe JB Bickerstaff had a comment on that post game. And then you have Duran staying out of foul trouble. Only 3 fouls, double digit rebounds, got to the free throw line double digit times. Man, shout out to you. Asar Thompson, double digit rebounds, over 5 assists. Hell yeah. Right? Tobias Harris, knocking down shots, knocking down. He got the free throw line 13 times, shot 8 of 13. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was from the field. 6 of 6 from the free throw line. That shows he's being aggressive. Right? These are things that we can be celebrating because it helps to have a metric to see our team moving in the right direction. Being disciplined, being locked in, being ready. Now, speaking of locked in, the team did a great job of coming out with energy. Coming out with energy. Shout out to y'all. Great job. Playing with pace, playing with energy. A lot of that was Asar Thompson at the beginning of the game. Beginning to see that more and more that Asar Thompson, his energy is having that effect that we need to just get us going immediately. Immediately. So shout out to him for setting the tone early on. Let me go through some of the rest of these guys. Karis, we had a Karis LeVert sighting. He's actually was healthy enough to play, though he still looks real slow. Duncan Robinson, he's doing his best, y'all. But his best is, man, it's real mid. It's real mid. Despite the made threes, it's lovely threes. Whew, he was a cone on defense, and they sought him out every single time in that first half. And as always, they get away from it in the second half, right? Scheme wise, maybe we did a little bit better with like helping him out, but he's just a cone, bro. Just a cone, and it's just hard to see, man. It's hard to see. God, I would love if we had a KCP. Imagine we had Contavious Caldwell Pope, bro. Imagine if we had Contavious Caldwell Pope instead of a Duncan Robinson. Right now, a two-way 3-and-D guy, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Um, yeah. All right, let me get to Javante Green. Great game. Great game. You did your thing. Shot 3 of 5 from the field, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line. You was knocking them down, bro. You were knocking them down. Plus 10 in the game, 9 points, 2 turnovers. It's a little bit high, but hey, 17 and a half minutes. You was hooping, bro. You was hooping. You was hooping. Let me see who else. Okay, here we go. Isaiah Stewart, bro. I said it last time. I said it last time. I don't know what's going on with you, man. I don't know what's going. Why you this angry this early in the season, man? Why you this angry this early in the season, man? Big stew, beef stew, beef stew, beef stew. You know, it's like Cat Williams. How you gonna be angry at breakfast, bro? How you gonna be angry at breakfast? It's breakfast. Why you so angry? We up. Why are you so angry? Look, I know you play physical. I know you play physical, right? But sometimes you gotta let shit go, bro. You gotta let shit go. Stay locked in. Let me see. You was shooting. You only played 17, well, just under 18 minutes. You knocked down your only three, 4 of 5 from the field, 4 rebounds, an assist, 2 blocks. You was having a good game, bro. You were having a good game. Why? Why? Don't foul. The thing is, I always say this. I always say this. Many times it's not the foul that you foul out on that was the issue. The issue was those little touch whack fouls you got in between along the way. It was foul number 2, foul number 4 that you should have never got in the first place. Not number 6 that fouls you out. That's not the one that I'm going to point to. Why are you still tussling with Wendell Carter Jr. getting up the court? Why? Why, bro? Just get down the court. Get focused. Get focused. Cade too. Cade too. And I get it. I'm going to be honest. Cade, the way he's refereed, especially in the first half of this game, I would have never thought he was an all NBA player just by how he's refereed. I would have never thought that he was an all-star. I'd have never thought he was an MVP candidate because how they referee him is like his name is Ron Holland. They referee him like he's Karis LeVert. Like he's just another dude, whatever. Because he's getting smacked, he's getting bumped, he's getting hit, he's getting undercut, he's getting hit in the face, he's got a black eye. It's like usually the referees respect respected players and they call it a little bit closer on guys defending them. Cade's not getting that love yet. And I'm still waiting on JB Bickerstaff to go in on the referees. That's your MVP. You've got to protect him. And you've got to hold referees' feet to the fire to say, you're not going to let my guy get manhandled, get bumped, hit, especially when I need him. When I'm waiting on him to get himself going. Now, it would help if Cade just went to the same moves and wasn't always breaking out bag move number 57, number 62, number 38. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the course of the game, we ain't never seen this move. It's a nice move, but damn, bro. Like, can you just go to your bread and butter? Which is getting into the middle of the paint, push shot, jump hook, pull up jump shot, turn and fade. Shoot, I'm still waiting on you to give me the James Harden SGA drive hard, shoulder bump, step back, jumper. It's lit. The move looks great. It works. The refs know how to call it. Your team knows how to play off it. You don't ever have to turn your back to the defense. You keep the defense in front of you. You do the move right in the middle of the floor where it's easy to see your options. It's like, it's just a great move, bro. Why are you fighting it? Why are you fighting it? Just do the move. Just do the move. All right. I said I was going to get to the rest of the team, things that I'm seeing improve as a collective. They were more locked in today, and they had great energy. Except for Cade. Cade was kind of, he just disappeared the first quarter. I was like, where's he at? He only got one shot attempt. It's like 8-10 minutes into the game. This team is still growing up before our eyes. They're young, bro. This is a young team. God, this is a young team. Woo! So many moments. You couldn't make some of this shit up, man. It's so sophomoric. It's so like almost weird to see. Like nobody's doing this anymore. Nobody's getting these bad fouls. Constant moving screens. Reaching and grabbing from behind. You can't grab Franz Wagner in front of the referee, around his waist, two hands, knowing that Franz Wagner is an all-star. He's seen as an all-star, right? He had a great summer in EuroLeague or in the Euro game, whatever. Summertime competition. The referees are looking. They see him as a scorer. So they're looking at all the little things that y'all are doing to try to keep him from getting into his movement. coming around screens, backdooring, getting out in transition. They're looking at all of it. They know his game. They know his game. They know what to look out for. They're gonna protect him. Ron Holland, you can't grab him on moves in front of the referee. Sarah Thompson. There comes a point you have to trust your help. It's something I was thinking of throughout the course of the game. Jalen Duren, you too. You have to trust your help. If someone is dribbling the ball side to side, making a move, and they make their move, and your first response is to put your hands down, you know why that's taboo, especially for a lot of coaches. Because we know if you put your hands down, you know what you're not doing? You're not moving your damn feet. You can't do both. You can't reach in to try to hold the offensive player back and move your feet. Move your feet, and when you're in position, then try to make the play. Not until then. Jalen Duren did a great job of it, especially in the second half. Being in position and then making the play. Right? Desmond Bain drives in, Duren sliding his feet, maintaining verticality. All of a sudden, he brings it up. Duren, bow, block. I want to say he had how many blocks on the game? Oh, he had more than one block. He had more than one block. So they missed a couple blocks easily. But Duren did a great job maintaining verticality, moving his feet. Uh, Asar Thompson, like, stop getting frustrated. Stop getting frustrated. Yes, some of the fouls are cheapy. Yes, the other team's getting away with it on the other end. I get it. But the referees also go with uh, what you're known for. And if you're known for picking up cheap fouls, if you're known for reaching and grabbing and trying to disguise that as being tough and physical, the referees are going to look for it every single time from you. You have to break that up by just saying, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be in position and then try to make the play. But these are all things that this team is still working on. The Detroit Pistons come out with a big win. The Orlando Magic are definitely in trouble. I'm gonna do probably a short video on that. Um, but shout out to the Pistons for getting their third win of the season. They're at 3-2. I believe the next game. Can somebody tell me who the next game is against? I think it's Utah. I want to say Utah, which should be an interesting game because of Laurie Markkinen. How much people are like, yo, we should go get Markkinen. But here's the thing you don't realize, especially with Danny Ainge over there, is that he's going to fleece you for Laurie Markkinen. You're not coming out of there with Laurie Markkinen without potentially giving up 3 to 5 first round picks. And then, and I'm talking about unprotected Jones, right? Them's ain't even, top 3, top 5, top 10 protected. Them things is going to be unprotected. And you're gonna give up a bunch of assets along with salary. That's why I'm kind of against the Laurie Markkinen acquisition because it's an all in right now, and I don't know if depleting your roster is going to be worth it. Okay, let me get to the last thing I want to say. Um, yo, this team is on a journey, and the reality is, life is a journey. Life is not linear, bro. It's not a straight line. If you're expecting your life to go up in a straight line, you're always going to be disappointed because going all around, ups and downs, going back, going forward, right? Where they say 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, right? Doing all that jump, that's part of life. It's part of life. And sometimes we think we have everything we need for where we're going. And sometimes life is like, no, you need to go through some things so you learn what you need to learn so you're prepared for where you're trying to get to. And that's why we take these detours, right? The relationship we shouldn't have been in, the job we knew we stayed way too damn long, the things we worried about instead of getting sleep, right? I need to get some sleep tonight. You know, doing the things we probably shouldn't do. These things we have to work out so that we get to know ourselves. The Pistons are on that. They're on that journey right now. Shoot, you're on that journey in your life right now, right? But it's the expectations. It's the expectations and what you hold yourself accountable to. You know, it's important that we can separate that. I can hold myself accountable to the things I know to do, things I know that desire to work on, and patient with my expectations. That life is not linear. It's not going to be this straight line. I'm going to get to where I'm going in my time, not somebody else's, not comparing myself to one of these dudes on YouTube who just talk about how disciplined they are. That's why I got loot. Hey, you know what? More money, more problems. More money doesn't always make life better. All right. And it's not as simple as just becoming more disciplined, right? There's real shit we dealing out here. Capitalism, racism, economic oppression. We're in an economic downturn. We got all this other stuff going on in our world. It ain't that easy. Just focus and do the right thing, and then you're gonna be rich. Yeah, come on, come on. If it was that easy, we'd all be rich. Don't tell me folks ain't trying hard to get our needs met, right? There are real things that we're dealing with. So frame your expectations. Frame your expectations. All right. Recognize life is not a straight line journey. It's not gonna be for these Pistons. It's not gonna be for you. But you can hold yourself accountable to the things you know to do and take your journey. All right. I'm gonna end with that for today's live. I appreciate all y'all. Appreciate all the love and support. I got 14 people in the chat. Yo, smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. It's a little thing for you. Takes a quick moment, but it's a big thing for the channel. And I really appreciate all the love and support. Y'all are hella dope. The folks who came through the chat today. Mega Hustler, Shakir Smith. I got Gumby777. Shakir Smith. Mega Hustler, Detroit Red. What's good, Detroit Red? Shout out to you. Avery Whiteside, as always, nothing but love. I appreciate everybody who came through in the chat. Appreciate all of y'all. I'm gonna be back. If not tomorrow morning, I'll be back to preview the Utah game coming up. But holla at y'all soon. Have an amazing night. Get some sleep. After you turn this off, turn off YouTube. Go get some sleep. I'm gonna get at y'all later. Peace.